There's a magic in the air that I feel when I am there. It plays straight for my heart, and it lays it all bare.
I had encountered for the first time a wild redwood ecosystem. One that was untouched. There were no trails. There was no sign of human activity anywhere near there. And I was so embraced by that forest. It was more feeling than anything else. I had encountered wildness, and I rediscovered a wildness in myself because of that forest. And that's what we're losing. We're losing the true wild spirit of the human animal when we cut down these forests.
This is Wyatt country. It needs to be understood, it is Wyatt country. The Headwaters Forest is a sacred area. Those of you who have been in the area understand that. It is the last pristine area here in this part of the world. The sacredness, the spirits need to be maintained.
This is America. We paid for this forest. We pay taxes on it. It's zoned for logging.
Now there are those of our own kind. They're running fast and going blind. And the only thing they worship is their God, the dollar sign.
You have enough old-growth redwoods to go from the Oregon border to Los Angeles, a road 1 mile wide, all the way to Los Angeles. That's how many old-growth redwood trees are already preserved in California.
Maxim's on the horizon, and out walking a raiding company. Maxim's on the horizon, ain't no one safe with Hurwitz running free.
But in 1985, when Charles Hurwitz, head of Maxam Corporation, borrowed approximately $864 million worth of junk bonds to buy out Pacific Lumber. In order to finance the extreme interest on his debt, Hurwitz ordered that the workers no longer selectively log the forest, but instead he demanded they cut the forest at triple and sometimes quadruple the previous cutting rate. In 1989, Charles Hurwitz was paid $8 million, equivalent to 700 of these old-growth redwood trees. Meanwhile, the worker injury rate went up almost 40%, and Hurwitz went on to liquidate $60 million out of the workers' pension fund.
Hurwitz stole Pacific Lumber, used junk bonds to get the cash. Left a mighty redwood forest, a pile of broken slash. Ivan Boesky made his millions when Maxam's deal was done. $1 billion paid with redwood blood and the workers' pension fund.
It's come to the point of we need public outrage, public outcry. We have to do civil disobedience to get the authorities to listen to us because we've tried everything legal possible. And we're tired of it. We've been doing it for 10 years.
took this little loop just to turn around. They got it. I mean, they can't turn the truck around on this little tiny road, so they probably, if they're going to turn the truck around, have to take a loop.
There is a nest of roads here, so...
So they could
way.
be coming back this way, but I do know that they just headed in the other direction.
So what do they drop off?
Looks like a massive bulldozer, road grader type machine.
Just a big bucket on the front?
Let's check in Dragonfly.
Yeah.
Despite all their efforts to stop us, here we are! Our struggle to save these forests has been a trail of tears, as Mika Wawona said the other day. It has been a trail of tears and broken trees. Everything that we have done everything in our power. We've worked through their system. We've changed their laws. We've put, quote unquote, the best forestry laws in the country on the books. We've done everything we can to enforce them, and they still take every tree in the forest. After Epic won 14 lawsuits against Maxim and won protection for all of the old growth groves, 3 days later, Maxim went in and got the salvage exemption, allowing them to override the law and go into the old growth groves anyway. So that's why we're going to make this statement in the only way that they seem to be able to hear. And this statement is not just being made for Headwaters. We're here for Headwaters because Headwaters is endangered today, and Headwaters is the last best thing left. But this is not just for Headwaters. This is for all of the trees that we've been fighting so hard to save for all these years. This is for Albion, Enchanted Meadow. This is for Osprey Grove. This is for China Left. This is for Sugarloaf. This is for Enola Hill, Cardinal County, Rocky Brook, and Olympic Peninsula. This is for Cove Mallard. This is for Mount Graham and Shawnee and Brighton Bush and Millennium Grove and all of the trees that they have taken despite every effort that we've given them. Whatever issue you work on, because this is all one issue. This is all one system, that same corrupt system that rewards Charles Hurwitz while they take welfare checks away from anybody. That's what we're here to say. We're here to stop the destruction of the earth. We're making our stand. So we're going to start taking our stroll down Fisher Road, and we'll see you down at that gate. Let's get up and watch out, Charles Hurwitz. We're coming, and you can't stop us.
I don't want to. Understand if you cross this line or remain on this property, you will be arrested for trespassing?
I understand that. You know, I've been working on this for 10 years, and I've never once set my foot on Pacific Lumber property.
Such a minor thing to risk arrest for trespass when a higher law is being broken. These trees are irreplaceable. Once they're gone forever, and so are the species that inhabit this forest. So we're crossing the line today saying, no more, Charlie Hurwitz, this is it. This is your day of reckoning, right here today. It's over.
I'm really angry at Charlie Hurwitz, and I wish it was him going to jail and not me.
Yeah.
You will be arrested for trespassing. Save a forest and not a tree museum.
Got any words to say before you get arrested here?
Save the trees.
Wonderful.
I speak for the trees and stumps suck.
All right.
Do you like that tsunami bomb? It's okay.
That's better. Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Excuse me, I'm 11, and instead of just being released here, me and him want to stay together. And I was wondering if I could go with him to juvenile hall where he's going.
We're going to take you right over there to the probation officer. I'm sure they'll accommodate you.
So wait,
understand if you cross
who do
this
I
line?
ask that? Because he's 13 and I'm 11.
You understand if you cross this line and stay over here, you're going to be arrested? You do?
Yeah.
There you go. This gentleman there will help you.
Property, you got written permission?
Yeah.
That's it.
A written permission to be arrested?
No. On this property from the owner.
No.
Okay. All right. If you fail to leave it, you don't leave the property, you'll be subject to arrest and trespass. Will you leave now?
No.
Hey, don't you know they got so much to do, so much to do, so much to do, so much? Why can't we just be? And the chainsaw scream, killing the last ancient trees. There's people dying in the streets from the American dream or disease. We got so much to do, so much to do, so much to do, so much. Why can't we just be?
What are you doing here exactly, and why?
I'm here to save the trees. And the reason why is because no one else really, not no one else is doing it. It's just I want to be part of the people that are doing it. And it makes me feel good.
And what exactly have you set up here? Describe.
We've set up 3 55-gallon drums full of cement, and we're pretty much not going nowhere because we're stuck.
It looks that way.
Well, there's something for everyone to do, from direct action, blockading, tree climbing, tree sitting, any other imaginative form of slowing down the destruction of the last ancient redwoods, and all the support that it takes. It's absolutely necessary, and there's something for everybody to do.
So after September 15th, the hardcore actions began. There was 2 months of base camps in Humboldt County. Hundreds of people came. I would say there was an average of 100 to 150 people a night.
I'm still climbing.
Headwaters is far from saved. And whether you're coming down and being with us on the front line, sitting in a tree, locking down to a bulldozer, blocking the logging roads, or getting arrested on September 14th, we need to do something to prevent the sellout of Headwaters.
We're going to be here until they're out of the forest. It's not going to stop. We need the trees for oxygen. We need them for beauty. We need them for our souls. And I'm going to do my part every day.
Hey, what's
All peace and love. You guys hungry? You want something to eat real quick?
Cracking through the concrete, bending down the steel, in a raging that is real, a tearing torrent you can feel the thunder growing, thunder underground, and in my heart, the chains falling apart, the wildness in my soul, and for once in life, I know I'm not alone. For the mountains make our bones, with the oceans in our blood, our feet planted firmly in the mud. We are alive, the burning embers in our eyes, the tingling touch upon our skin. And in the heat of passion we begin to understand that we are of this land, that we are part of Earth, and when it's threatened, we will fight for all we're worth. We watch the dam come crashing down, water rushing to the sea, and now the river now is free.
Economic value when you string them into perpetuity is infinite. You can't lose fish, and yet we're right on the cusp, here and now, in our time, of losing these vital resources. Industrial forest lands, you can see it from satellites, you can see it from airplanes, it's stripped. We're almost out of inventory, and the sediment pours off this land because of local geology and rainfall.
If the people are still here when we get to them, we're going to jail because they did not leave.
My tourism guard, you're getting arrested today. I love you. Keep staying. The next person comes up.
That you cannot clear-cut 30 to 40% of watersheds and say that you are restoring salmon. And in fact, industrial timber companies, since about 1980, have completely lost their senses in terms of sustainable economics.
And basically there's these little islands of old growth that are still left. And those islands of old growth aren't going to survive unless the connecting areas are put back together.
If we want to preserve the ecosystem out there, if we want to do what's best for the marbling murrelet, for the spotted owl, for the coho salmon, we have to preserve, again, all 6 ancient groves and 60,000 acres of that forest. The deal doesn't do it, the deal doesn't cut it. It pays a corporate criminal hundreds of millions of dollars to destroy more ancient redwoods for his personal profit and gain. That's wrong.
I think we We have to raise the ante. We have to say that if Hurwitz and Pacific Lumber and the government are going to behave in this way, there is a price to pay. They are going to have to deal with our physical bodies. And this won't be the end of it. This will not be the end of it. I understand if you drop the sign or remain on this property, you will be arrested for trespassing.
Direct action, by definition, strikes at the point of production. You want to stop something, or perhaps you want to start something, but the manner in which you do it directly causes the thing you wish to happen. So if you want to stop logging, then you have to physically put your body in the way of the operation, whether it's chaining yourself to a gate or sitting in a tree. Indirect action would be something like political lobbying, where what you do might be helpful later on down the line, but it isn't direct, it's indirect.
May the heartache of the wild lands give power to our voice and inspire the strength within us to believe we have a choice. And when Hurwitz sends his men in to playing in his profit game, well, their voices cannot be silent because the spirit cannot be tamed. Bring Hurwitz down, Maxam, get out of town.
Right now, as we are talking, there are ancient trees falling.
Oh, we know the master's gonna be ancient woods, cause our hearts are strong and free. We stand humble in the presence of our elders. There's power in the redwood tree. Oh, we stand humble in the presence of our elders. There's power in the redwood tree. Oh, there's power in the redwood tree. There is power in you and me.
On September 14th, people who love the last of the ancient redwoods, people who refuse to see these trees be destroyed, are going to be coming to Carlotta. We're going to be taking a collective stand together. Thousands of us will be raising our voices and raising our fists and saying, no, these trees are going to continue standing.
We are saved. If history's a
The deal sucks, there's no question about it, but one of the most evil aspects of the deal is that the tentative saving of those two groves are dependent on Maxam being allowed not just to salvage log, but to liquidate the other 4 groves and all the land around it. And if anyone doubts Maxam's intention, I brought you this quotation from John Campbell, Pacific Lumber president, from the Press Democrat on October 1st. Campbell said the company eventually plans to harvest the 4 groves as well as other smaller islands of old-growth timber on its property. This is the deal, and we didn't make any commitment on any other property, he said. It's our intention to log them over time.
September 14th. It's going to continue. We'll be out there September 15th. We'll be be out there September 16th. Earth First will be on the front lines, putting our bodies in the way of the destruction. We will be in the forest, we'll be in the trees, we'll be on their roads, we'll be in their offices, we'll be in their faces until we get a solution, because we're not going to let this forest be leveled, we're not going to let these trees be cut.
Before she died, Judy Barry made a last request, and that was that 10,000 people show up to the gates of Headwaters Forest. And we really need those people. We really need you to come out and help us defend Headwaters Forest. Because despite the thousands of arrests that have taken place over the 10 years of battle, they're still logging out there.
The ancient forest.
Company called Pacific Lumber. Since Charlie came along, it's really been a bummer. Charlie Hurwitz, rip off the pension fund. Charlie Hurwitz, thinking about these things makes me happy. Dancing on the ruins of multinational corporations, dancing on the ruins of multinational corporations. Dancing on the ruins of multinational corporations. Ha, 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 ha. Very high Headwaters seems like it never ends to defend the redwoods and hang out with our friends. United will never be defeated! The Coho United will never be defeated! The Coho United will never be defeated! We all come from the forest, one, two, and we shall return like a drop of rain. Until they're out of the forest. Everybody! We ain't leaving till they're out of the forest.
Well, we must fight them with our spirit, with our might, and with our guile. We must show them that the answer is to stay forever wild, forever wild, forever wild. Let it stay forever wild.
history that's been taken away from us in this country, in the United States, and if we had that history, it would provide a powerful foundation for us to continue it. It commemorates the 1886 strike when hundreds of thousands of working people in this country tried to take back some of their time. And when people were working 10 and 12-hour days, they basically decided that on May 1st, the traditional celebration of spring, they were gonna stop working until they got 8-hour day.
What's it all mean?
Well, this is a big rememberator to celebrate the fact that May Day is a fight for the 8-hour day, and less if possible. Also, represents the fact that time has been used against us. We must reclaim our time and not be controlled and constrained by other people's concepts of what your time is supposed to be represented by.
What is this thing called again?
It's called the Rememberator, in honor of all of the important fights for labor and justice that we must remember in order to not repeat them and fall into the same pitfalls that have so far beset the working class.
Who's the working class now? Tell me who the working class.
Well, if you do HTML for web pages, or if you clean out school lockers, or if you collect cans on the street, you're working. And most people don't realize that the working class comprises most of the new yuppies who think that they're spending 60 hours a week to, you know, create the emperor's new website. But it's all useless.
Yeah. Can you spin that thing again?
Thank you.
Extra labor boycotts preparedness parade. That's right, industrial ruling class prepared to send the masses to slaughter. Read about it in the blast, because you won't hear about it in the Chronicle. That's right, folks.
Extra, read all about it. 8 subversive anarchist terrorists arrested in bombing.
Subversive anarchist terrorists?
Labor organizers.
Champions of the people, framed.
Subversive terrorists arrested.
Champions of the people, free press advocating, women right promoting, anti-war pacifist labor organizers, framed.
Anarchists, terrorists, subversive, capital-killing bastards arrested.
Extra, read all about it. Find out the truth about...
And every radical paper that dares speak out is summarily suppressed. Raids of public gatherings, of offices and private dwellings, accomplished with utmost brutality and uncalled for violence, are of daily occurrence throughout the United States. Revolutions begin in the heart and in the mind. Action follows in due course. Political and industrial institutions, bereft of the people's faith in them, are doomed. The changed attitude toward the once honored and sacred conditions now evident throughout the land symbolizes the complete bankruptcy of the existing social order. The old conceptions and ideas underlying present-day society are fast disintegrating. New ideals are germinating in the hearts of the masses, a prolific soil rich with the promise of a brighter future. America is on the threshold of the social revolution.
What then? What then must be the preparation for the social revolution? If your object is to secure liberty, you must learn to do without authority and compulsion. If you intend to live in peace and harmony with your fellow men, you and they should cultivate brotherhood and respect for each other. If you want to work together with them for your mutual benefit, you must practice cooperation. The social revolution means much more than the reorganization of conditions only. It means the establishment of new human values and social relationships, a changed attitude of human to human, as of one free and independent to their equal. It means a different spirit in individual and collective life, and that spirit cannot be born overnight. It is a spirit to be cultivated, to be nurtured and reared, as the most delicate flower is. For indeed, it is the flower of a new and beautiful existence.
In 1886 on May Day. In 1886 on May Day. Chicago workers led the way and won the 8-hour day. In 1886 on May Day.
That's all right. Pretty soon all of you pocket phone talking, BMW driving, Stairmaster climbing buttheads are going to be down on Jones Street picking through garbage with the rest of us. Down there, it is survival of the fittest. I don't think y'all are going to make it.
The state of work for women is very serious.
Tell us about it, Rosie. Tell us.
Well, housewives do about 83% of the housework, yet women employed outside of the household still do 70% of the housework. And women only make 66 cents for every dollar that men make.
Come on.
And the other thing, motherfuckers, is that if you paid us for all the work that we do for free, you would have paid us $4 trillion last year.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Greedy Landlord Scum. We're going to play a wonderful game. The Wheel of Housing Misfortune. Wonderful game. It's the game of games. And what are your names? I'm Brad.
I'm Brittany.
Well, welcome. You look like the kind of folks who are... Well, what are you looking for?
We're looking for a place in this wonderful cultural city.
Well, you look like the right kind of folks for this city. Are you ready to take a turn at the Wheel of Housing Misfortune? After you, honey. Are you... And have you decided how you're going to vote on Proposition E? Are you ready for the end of rent control? Let's come up here.
I don't think that has anything to do with us.
Nothing to do with us. Well, just take your turn. Well, let's figure out what we have for you. It looks like we've got a wonderful new place for you in the Excelsior. It's vacant. That's unusual in San Francisco. We have a 1% vacancy right here. There aren't very many apartments available. It's a converted garage. It's very glum. It's not very interesting. It's drab. It doesn't have much airflow. It smells bad. But it's available. It's only $10,000 a month. But wait. Do you have your references? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Letter recommendation from my boss, Bill Gates. Oh. Please accept my loyal wage slaves as your renters. And a deed for my first floor. Yes, okay. And a credit check. Brad, it says here, 6 years ago, there was 1 month where you were 6 days late on a student... I'm sorry, I don't think this is going to work out.
Something we can do. My grandmother's...
Well, I suppose we can work something out. Here, just sign.
Don't do it! Don't do it!
something very big is for sale. Do you know what that is? It's your home. The landlord is selling your home.
What's OMI?
Owner, move in, eviction.
So we're here in solidarity with everybody else here just to remember May Day and how much fun May Day is and how important workers are and workers standing together are.
Things are getting more and more barbaric and fucked up, basically. Things are getting more and more barbaric and fucked up.
I said 316 times this week, how is everything? Does anybody ask me how is everything? No. They just want me to smile. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning to put on my smile. I've worked 56 hours so far this week. My bills still aren't paid, and now they want to lower my wages? I'm not going to smile. I'm going to do something.
So what's going on, Diamond Dave?
Okay, well, this is definitely the resurrection of May Day. Going back, first of all, where it all first began, in the hands not of the big armies, not in the big. Most people have their image of May Day from Red Square and the endless lines of tanks and the Red Army motor going through. But in fact, where it began was way, way back, with the first signs of spring and dancing, and kind of way back in the hands of anarchy, and that's where we've returned it. Free food for the body, mind, and spirit around here. And if you look, you'll see a colorful array of various subgenres of the genre hanging in and hanging out and hanging around. And we're here sharing free food, in this case bagels and coffee, and it's a great stroll, and here comes the sun.
is a festival in which we celebrate the struggles of the working class. It's important as human beings to rejoice and recite and remember the things that we've done, the things in our life, what is important to us. And we seek to make the commemoration of laborers' struggles important, and the commemoration of laborers' struggles a festival, something to be rejoiced that there are people who are working, there are people that are revolting, there are people that are trying to make a change in the way things are today.